Hello, this is John Long with Clean and Bread in Cheese Creek. Today is Sunday, August the 11th, and we are documenting the sections of Bread and Cheese Creek from the Berkshire area to North Point Road ahead of our September 27th cleanup. We always do this. It's traditional just to show people what conditions exist in the stream currently, so that they know what to prepare for, as well as just, to give a before and after. Now, as you're going through, as we're in the Berkshire section, you're going to notice lots and lots of fast food trash and waste. That seems to be one of our number one things we find in here. Bottles, plastic bags by the score, and I'm sure you'll see that as we're going through. It just goes to show what a huge difference that the plastic bag ban and the bottle ban would actually make in this creek, because that probably makes up 60% of the trash in here. Of course, we also wind up finding two construction debris which has been dumped, usually by people out of community, which is always nice because they've probably charged the homeowner where they were working a waste disposal fee. So instead of going to the dump and taking care of that properly, or recycling, which is even better, what they wind up doing is they wind up just dumping it wherever they can't be seen and pocketing the money themselves. So this cleanup is going to be more challenging. There is there's a golf bag underneath of there. I'm not think you can see it with the stream, because we've had a lot of rain this spring, which has caused a lot of trash to wash off of our road and streams. I should say our roads, our parking lots, our highways, any non-permeable surface. And in the Dundalk area, which has currently circa 1960s or prior stormwater management, there's no buffer zones between the streams and the impermeable surfaces, which means all that trash, all those debris flows right into the stream. No buffer zone at all. That means not only is it the solid trash, but it's also any of the gasoline, oil, antifreeze, or anything else that lurks into those impermeable surfaces, makes its way into our stream. And then not only into the streams, then it goes straight into the Chesapeake Bay. Now, as we're going along also, you will notice the huge amounts of erosion along this stream. That's once again due to our outdated stormwater management law. Our standard stormwater management here in the Dundalk area does not meet the Maryland code in the slightest. I'm going through the tunnel to be a bit of an echo. Now, most of the rest of Baltimore County has been given funds to upgrade their stormwater management, but not us here in Dundalk. We always seem to be at the end of funding for just about any improvement project. Other parts of the county seem to be getting new parks and new amenities, and, well, in Dundalk, they're taking ours away. Hard-working people that helped build this country were absolutely indispensable during World War II in the shipyards. Built thousands, millions of cars at the GM plants here, but now that all that's gone, it seems that we've been forgotten as well a lot of times. But not by us, not by our volunteers, not by those who care about this town. That's why we still keep cleaning up our streams, our parks, our communities, because we love this town, we care about it. We know the incredible history this town has had. We know that during the War of 1812, which our 200th year celebration is coming up on, that the volunteers, residents who lived in the Dundalk area, stood up against the British during the Battle of North Point. We know that just 2 weeks earlier, I think somebody stole some video games there. A month earlier, the British had actually marched into D.C. against our professional army of the United States and burned Washington, D.C. to the ground. However, our ancestors from the Dundalk area wouldn't have that, and they wind up repulsing the British. If the British had been allowed to advance, not only would they have burned Dundalk to the ground, they would have surrounded and destroyed Fort McHenry, which unfortunately seems to be a forgotten part of the story that's told. See, the British were very smart. They were excellent tacticians. What they were going to do is they knew that they couldn't get too much closer using their bombardments, because then they'd be in Fort McHenry's range from sea. So they dispatched a force to go around and surround it by land, which, if that had happened, we might be very well part of the British Empire right now instead of the United States. So, as we walk along, like I said, try to do this quickly because it's a fairly large amount of stream that I'm covering, and I know that everybody doesn't want to get too bored, and I also try and show as much of the trash as possible along the way. One of the areas that we're going to have to really tackle this time, as always, is a little area we like to call the Berkshire tributary, which goes off here to the left. I'm not going to go down there because it is very choked with weeds and it's very difficult to navigate while you have a camera in your hand. That ends at Berkshire Road and it's just filled with all kinds of trash dumping. So it's going to be one of our areas of focus for sure in this cleanup. And as we go along, you'll also see that this additional water from these rains has caused several trees and vines to fall, which we're going to hopefully get a little bit of assistance from MDE with the day before with chainsaws to help clear some of this out. If not, then we'll be asking volunteers, and of course we'll ask for volunteers ahead of time to assist on the day before, which will be Friday the 26th, to help remove some of this fallen vines and stuff to make it a little bit easier for all of our volunteers to navigate. So there's a huge one which we'll come up on the other side of Merritt Boulevard, which is next to Merritt Manor Shopping Center where Gold's Gym is located. As of going along, I definitely want to mention that some of our partners this cleanup who are helping us out is going to be, we are doing this with the Ocean Conservancy, and this cleanup will be part of the International Coastal Cleanup. We'll also be doing this in conjunction with National Public Lands Day, with American Rivers, the Great American River Cleanup, and Trash Free Maryland. All wonderful organizations whom, without their help, would be extremely difficult for these cleanups to do. I also want to mention a special thank you to Baltimore County Highways for giving us a dumpster for this cleanup, which is always well needed, considering the amount of debris that we always pull out of this stream. People have criticized a lot and say that it's our community's fault for the stream being this bad, and there are some people that dump into the stream. That is without a doubt the truth. But the largest amount of this comes straight off of our highways. And you can tell that, there's the remnants of a shopping cart. You can tell that, and here's a bicycle, which we seem to find a lot of too. Because the cans are smashed, and everything has tire tracks on it. So that tells you that it's been on the roadway first before it came in here. And it's washed down with one of the many stormwater events. As usual with these tours, every once in a while I'm going to have to turn off the camera, climb over a barricade, so that way you don't have to worry about, a camera being askew and pointing at the woods and the trees and floor and everything else as I make way over. So I'm not sure if you're catching a lot of the stuff that's actually on the bottom of the stream. I know the reflection makes it difficult. And another thing, we do have a fair amount of waders and boots to be loaned out to volunteers. But if you have your own, we sincerely hope you'll bring them, just to make sure we have enough. We also have gloves, long gloves, for people picking stuff off the bottom. And we are now at Merritt Boulevard, which will conclude our Berkshire section of the stream. And I will stop the videotape, and I will continue on the other side of these tunnels. So once again, this cleanup is September the 27th, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Volunteers of all ages and ability are needed and appreciated. We provide food, gloves, snacks, water, and we also can sign off on community service and service learning hours. So once again, this is John Long from Clean Bread and Cheese Creek, and part 2 will start on the other side. Thank you.